Hello and welcome to Last Week in Finance. Today is December 27th of 2020. We're gonna do this is will be the last episode of this year, so we're gonna what I want to do is a recap of what happened this year in the markets. So let's get started. The S&P 500 went up this year 14.30%. Yes, even after that over 30% plunge in mid-March and early April. Right now, the S&P 500 is closing at 3,703 points. Of course, you know the news, and we're gonna get more on that later. The DXY, the DXY went down almost 7% this year, 6.91 to be accurate. Right now, the XY is at 90 points, point 22. Gold also had a huge rally this year, 21.09%. The ounce of gold is at now, right now at $1,879. Silver also had a huge bull market this year, 42.46% went up the silver. Right now, the ounce of silver is at $25.80 per ounce. Copper, Dr. Copper, also huge increment this year, almost 25%, 24.73% to be accurate. The pound of copper is at $3.53. West Texas Intermediate crude oil actually down this year almost 20%. Remember, this year the crude oil started over $60 per barrel. Right now, the West Texas crude oil is at $48.28 per barrel. The 10-year Treasury bond, US Treasury bond, went down, the yield went down this year. It started from his opening this year from 1.95% the yield, and right now it's at 0.93%. So took a huge plunge over there. And of course, crypto guys always taking care of you. Still bullish on Bitcoin, and the news is 28,000 dollars per Bitcoin, which represents an increment this year of 300% on that neighborhood. So good for you, crypto guys. Okay, of course, the biggest news this year was, the COVID-19. In March, we took a plunge. The markets, all the securities, the commodities, you name it, all those things took a huge plunge in mid-March. And then the quantitative easing from the Federal Reserve started. Still, the plunge on the markets keep going down on those days. And when the stimulus checks announced, the CARES Act from the Congress was announced, now the markets went way up. And that's what is driving the markets right now. It's not P ratios, it's not valuations, it's not, your good old fashioned boring fundamentals. It's just the promise of keep printing money, keep sending helicopter money to everyone, and in the near future, the rates, which are very low, zero bound, or close to zero bound, are gonna keep in the years to come. Now, what does it mean? In the next year, we're gonna have the election of the two senators in Georgia. That will be the main topic of next episode. But right now, I want to focus in that it can go, you know, infinity and beyond. The due to pending to that result. Now, the real estate market. What is going on with the real estate market? Usually, during a recession, the real estate market plunges. That wasn't the case, at least on the commercial real estate. What is happening is that first, there is a low fixed interest rate for mortgage loans, the usual suspects, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. They're gonna keep doing these appraisals. People are refinancing their homes, the ones who do have equity on their homes, and the eviction rates are practically stalled. What I strongly believe is going to happen is a real estate bubble. The prices of these suburban homes in most markets, most regional markets, are going up, but that's artificially because right now the job creation of good income jobs is going down. Many white collars are losing their jobs, and by that, they're not gonna be able to purchase a new precious suburban home, a mansion, you name it. The residential real estate, I'm sorry, is gonna go down eventually. At least make a correction. Now, commercial real estate is done. For me, it's done. This is what this is. It was pre-COVID that we're seeing this tendency. Talking about strip malls, talking about retail. Right now, thanks to Zoom and telecommuting, we're gonna see, these big office spaces, real estate is gonna go even further down. I also was reading the other day, hotels, big chain hotels, they're they're saturated their demand and also gonna go down, and those those hotels, those infrastructures will build with credit, and also they're gonna probably default on their credit. They're not gonna generate the cash flow necessary in order to keep those places. So big real estate crash overall. That's what I strongly believe is gonna happen. Now the dollar, inflation. That's what I'm seeing. Well, the DXY is probably gonna take another step down. It's not gonna be catastrophic, as many people say the US is gonna lose the reserve currency status. Believe me, I strongly believe that it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna discard it at this moment, but eventually it's gonna go right up. Remember, the rest of the currencies are manipulated, but by the same central banks. They're doing stupid stuff, anyways, just like the Federal Reserve. So I'm not gonna sweat it on that. Right now, what I'm seeing is, of course, crypto guys. You were right. People are having mistrust of these central planners and going to the cryptocurrencies, not only bitcoins, but the other major altcoins like Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, you name it. The I don't know if this crypto Bitcoin is gonna continue to go up and go to $100,000 per Bitcoin and whatever, but in the next decade, we might be watching a bull market on major cryptocurrencies. Commodities. Many people say they're cheap. I I think they're fairly priced at this moment. Of course, it's gonna be a bubble. People are gonna start to believe that the dollar is going down, and of course, it's gonna feed this insane mania that these commodities are overpriced and underpriced and gonna go up, 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 and another bubble. We saw that after the GFC in 2008, and then at some point, these commodities, the prices of the commodities took a ceiling and went back down again. And in general, what I think is maybe we're gonna see not a big inflation in the US, hyperinflation. That's not gonna happen. Don't take the word for that. But maybe we'll see a stagnation in years to come, not only in the States but in major Western economies. That's what are provoking right now with these stimulus packages, this QE, this mishandle of the economy, and you name it. I think we're going to see stagnation in the years to come. But I want to leave with a silver lining, with good news, and I believe some emerging markets are preparing themselves very well for the years to come and the opportunities it might be there. Well, that will be all for this year. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I wish you the best for the year 2021. Happy New Year. Take care of yourself and your family. Bye bye.